Well, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, all right. All right. Here we are. We're live. Um, haven't done it like this in a while, but let's see how this goes. And can I chat? Open new browser. Why isn't opening up that? That is weird. I disagree. I disagree with this method. But here I am. All right. So I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about what's going on with the coronavirus. So here, what you're seeing here is the stats of what's going on. And so 29,000 cases of people that have been reported so far is probably much higher than this, knowing China, because they're very secretive. And then there's 638 deaths so far. And then, but on the positive side, 1,341 people have recovered from it. So that's good. So 638 doesn't sound like a lot, but the issue from what I've been seeing is that it's airborne. So it's going from person to person pretty fast. And if these are the real numbers, like the number could be way higher than that. So that's the thing that's keep in mind. It could be way higher than that. And actually, I was thinking like maybe, people have been saying, man, the flu is way worse. Flu is way worse. Not really, because look, check this out. So I was reading this article, and I was like, well, if you compared coronavirus with the flu, like, what's the comparison? Like, the flu's got to be way worse, right? And more people are dead from the flu. Like, even in the U.S., way more people are dead from the flu just so far. But here's the thing right here. Check this out. Check this number out. This will put the coronavirus in perspective. So it says death rate between coronavirus and flu. That's what we're talking about. So far this flu season, about 0.05% of people who caught the flu have died from the virus in the U.S., that's interesting statistic from the CDC. That's a lot. That's actually quite a bit. Like that's 0.05% of the entire U.S. population is like 200,000 people. It's a lot, man. Because it was 400. There's 400 million people in the U.S. So that's quite a bit. But if you look at the coronavirus, 2%, the death rate, okay, let me just read it. The death rate of the 2019 corona is still unclear, right? But it appears to be higher than the flu. Throughout the outbreak, the death rate of the corona has been 2%. 2%. Still, officials note that this is the beginning of an outbreak, and initial cases that are identified skew the severe how severe it is. So that seems like it's a much higher rate of death than the flu. So 2% of everybody who catches it is die, but 1,000 people have recovered. So it's not like SARS, which I believe SARS and MERS, I don't know if you remember those two outbreaks, but those were way worse. MERS came from the Middle East, and that was like 1 in 3 people were dying. SARS, I don't remember what percentage of people were dying from that one, but that one was worse than what we have right now, coronavirus. So I say all this to get to the point of people need help. Mainly overseas Filipino workers. Somebody has contacted us and said, hey, is there anything you guys can do, even if it's to put it on your YouTube channel to see if there's anybody who can help, who might be in a position where they can help. So I started going around and looking for face masks and stuff, and I check this out. So this is in Walgreens. Check this out. So Walgreens, my local Walgreens, they limited to two people, because what's been happening is somebody's going in every store in town and buying all of them. So this local, I had to go to 2 different Walgreens to find just these few masks, and they had a 2-box limit so that somebody doesn't go in, and it's like mass hysteria. Or I don't know if people are profiting off of it, and so they're going and buying them all and then reselling them or something, because that's what it seems like is happening. Because if you go on Amazon, they're selling it at cost. Like, you might be able to buy a box like this for $5 or whatever, but then what they'll say is the shipping and handling is $50. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then what else? Yeah, so in Hong Kong, here's a picture that was sent to me from Hong Kong. What's happening there is they're just buying everything straight off the shelves. So it's buying everything off the shelves and like either reselling it or just hoarding them. That's what's been happening there. And here's another video of the lines there. Let me just show you this. Here's the lines. This is an overseas Filipino worker who sent us this video showing the lines trying to get boxes of face masks to, so you don't infect the other people, or so you don't contract somebody else's coronavirus or whatever. This is Hong Kong right here. So you're standing in lines for like many hours. And then here's another video someone sent me where people are stranded on ships. So these are cruise lines, and she said people are stranded on these cruise lines and being quarantined, of course, and people are like screaming on the ships for more help or something. It's pretty crazy in China and Macau and Hong Kong. Pretty crazy. So I started thinking, like, what can I do? I've been every day going to the stores and seeing if I could find some masks. I'm gonna go ahead and send out this box right here. This is what I got so far of masks that I'm gonna send. It's not really that many. Seems like a lot, but each one of these is only like 20. I went to Target. I went to both Walmarts that we have here locally. I went to a couple of Walgreens. I went to Lowe's. Lowe's wouldn't have any, but I went to several stores, and they're all gone. If they have them, they're gone. And so I just buy what I can day by day. I just go there, check, see if they have it, and been able to buy about, I don't know, this is probably only about 160 of them. So what I'm going to do, and thanks to Mike T. Mann for donating, I'm going to go ahead and send this off. So the shipping and handling, it'll help me with the shipping and handling, which is a lot, by the way. So I'm going to send this to the person that's contacted us. I'm just going to help as much as I can. And this is a Filipina who's been following us, and she's actually on her way here. Like sometime soon, she'll be on her way here. And so thanks a lot to Mike T. Mann for that donation. If you would like to help, then here you can contact. It'll be much better if you contact her directly, rather than giving us anything. But if you do, all that money is going to be used to help them out. If we send another box or whatever we can do. But this is the person you need to contact. If you happen to be on Facebook, go ahead and contact her. And I've got her link in my description below. It's venus.lock.1. And just contact her and ask her if there's anything you can do to help as far as sending out the face masks. Or you can send directly to us, and then we'll see what we can do, to help out over there. It's just a lot of people over there who are basically second-class citizens over there, You know, Hong Kong is not as bad as, like, to say, the Middle East on how they treat OFWs, but they're still like second class citizens. You know what I mean? Like, the employers are not giving out masks to their employees in some cases, and probably most cases. Um, and people are overcharging. She showed me a video where people were actually, some dirtbag was getting them off the street and reselling them to people, reselling dirty masks to people that people had discarded them in the trash or put them on take them off and throw them. And some idiot was taking them and reselling them. So that's how bad it is over there. So we just want to try to do what we can to help. And it's not much, you know. This is only, you need hundreds of these because these are supposed to be like daily use, right? You're supposed to put them on, and then after you're done, use another one. So we're just doing what we can do. I'm just trying to find local masks and do what I can do. All right, I got some people on here. Thank you guys for joining me. I've got Mike T. Man. Thank you. Thanks once again, Mike T. Man, for helping me out, man. Helping out with that. And Broly Khan says, I'm just going to open it up to questions. Any questions you guys have. If you want to help, or you want to talk about any subject at all, it's cool. He says, have you seen Birds of Prey yet? I haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of apprehensive. I don't know how. I'm not excited to see it. I don't know how it's going to be. It was decent, not worth seeing twice. Okay. Are there any victims in the Philippines? Yes, there's one person that I know of who has died. That has been reported. One person from the Philippines has passed away. And then one American. But mostly people who are dying are the like more susceptible people. People who are already at risk, or people who are older, people who have a weak immune system. Those is most of the cases that I've been hearing about the deaths. Like the American was a 60-year-old dude who was over there, I think, helping or something like that, who died. Keith says, "Can you can recover from the flu?" Well, yeah, apparently you can recover from the coronavirus as well. So, you know, it's not like AIDS or something, where there's, you know, literally, I don't think we have anything that is confirmed, like curing, quote unquote, curing it or getting rid of it, but it's just kind of passing through people. So we just don't have enough information on it. Hey Bruce, I'm going to the Philippines the 1st of March. I have 2-hour layover in Hong Kong. You might want to divert. I would find some other way, man, because I don't know what the hell's going on in Hong Kong, or maybe they're just not allowing people off the plane, but I would be afraid to get stuck there. What do you think I should do? Man, first week of March? Oh, bro. Oh my God. I could tell you, like, what I would do is I would probably I would be afraid that I would get stuck there in a quarantine. I would also be afraid that I'm gonna contract it, you know. So I would probably right now go online and try to change my tickets to travel another way, like to avoid it, because Hong Kong is, and as a matter of fact, I think that a few countries have blocked Hong Kong. Like, you can't fly from Hong Kong to certain countries. You can't. I believe U.S., Australia, and several other countries have blocked Hong Kong. So you might want to you might want to double check with the airlines or something. If I were you, I would contact the airlines, be like, okay, is it blocked from here to here? And then I would just divert it's going to cost you more money, but I would divert, you know, try to go a different direction or something. Maybe they've already even transferred it. Let me see. Mike T. Man says, hi everybody from Atlanta, Georgia. And somebody says, I'm traveling from SFO from San Francisco, I believe it is, SFO Airport. Mike T. Man says it was me. I would try to challenge my flight with the layover would be in, so that layover is in Seoul. Yeah, I would go from Seoul or something. Has Seoul banned travelers from the parts of China? I don't know if Seoul has blocked people from China yet, but I know that they're quarantining people from China. I don't know if they've banned them, but I know that they're quarantining. And quarantining the quarantine is lasting like up to like, as far as I know, 14 days. So I wouldn't take the chance. Mike T Man says a lot of Asian companies have banned almost all flights from China. Yeah, yep. Company I work for has banned anything in or out of China. So Keith says, believe me that there's always someone profiting off of calamity. Yeah, absolutely. It's just human nature, man. I don't agree with it, but human beings, man, there's just a lot of shady people. Big Trucker says, I'm planning to go to the Philippines in July. Hopefully the corona is over when I leave. This looks like a long-term issue. I'm not trying to be negative or anything. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to convince people to not go to the Philippines. I would still go. Yeah, I'm just being real. This looks like a real, and I think it's exacerbated. This issue is made worse by the Chinese government. And I'll be frank, I'm not a big fan of the Chinese government just because of the stuff they do to people, to human beings. But this is like exceptionally bad. Like they were trying to hide it. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this one YouTuber called Lawai, but one of the people that we're a fan of, her name is Lily Petals. Lily Petals put us on with somebody called Lawai, who's a Chinese YouTuber. And Lawai was talking about the government knew about this virus like a month in advance and they didn't say nothing, right? And then, so you might be able to say, well, they didn't know what it was. How would they know? It takes time to develop the facts to figure out what would put something out there. But what my thing is, like, there was a doctor who was concerned and he put out a statement out there on social media and people started listening to him and the government tried to shut him up. That guy he actually just recently passed away, by the way. But my thing is, like, from the coronavirus, and I'm like, man, what is happening? This is very telling of if this epidemic was worse, you know what I mean? If this epidemic was like MERS, where it's killing 1 in 3 people, and the government, any government, is trying to hide it, man, that's not good. We need data to figure out how to fix this on a global scale. This is, if anything, this is really telling us how the government's going to be if in the event of a pandemic that's much, much more violent. People are going to buy everything out the store. You're not going to be able to get what you need because people are going to ransack the stores and then hoard it, or worse, get a profit off of it by reselling it online. I can only imagine, like, gas mask or some kind of mask, permanent mask. Those will skyrocket in price. The government's going to try to hide as much as possible. Wow. People's response to it is what's really scary to me. The virus itself is killing like 2%, which is bad, but seems like something we can actually fix, and people are recovering from it. So, hey Bruce, I plan to go into the Philippines on June. Floyd says he plans to go in June. That's good, man. That's good. Andy says, hey guys, hey Andy, how you doing? He says, hi Yuri and Brian. I'm sorry, Bruce. Oh my lord. LOL, you're right, Bruce. My woman is gonna be upset, but hopefully she'll understand. I'm thinking of rescheduling it for later this year. Yeah, I would definitely take action on this one. Because whether it's to reschedule it, I would definitely reroute. I would not go through Hong Kong, Macau, or China. Even if that means spending more money on a ticket. I mean, that's just me personally, because you don't want to get stuck there. Because what's happening is people are getting stuck. People are getting stuck and getting quarantined and stuff. So I would not fly anywhere near that part of Asia. Book Trucker says, thanks Markel TV. Long time no see. Have a great day. Thanks. Markel TV, if you guys didn't know, is a great YouTuber. He's right now, he's mostly in the Caribbean and in South America. Right now he's in Colombia. And great stuff, especially if you happen to be a vet. That guy is the most knowledgeable person on vet issues as far as YouTubers go. As far as anyone goes, man, the dude really has a deep understanding of what's going on and how to get through that process. So if you happen to be a vet, if you happen to be wanting to go to Colombia or South America, check out Markel TV. Go ahead and subscribe to him. Real smart guy. But thanks for that $5, Markel. Big Trucker says, I was in China. Oh my God, hold up. I know somebody in China right now. Metroid Dad is in China. Oh man, Metroid, man, if you're watching this, how are you doing? Like, what's going on? You have any information that you could share with us that you're not going to get blocked by the Chinese government? How you doing over there? Metroid Dad, I don't know if you guys remember him. Metroid Dad is been teaching over there in China. So, man, shout out Metroid Dad. Big Trucker Series says, I was in China living as a student in Fudan University and left China shortly before SARS broke out. PRC government handled it poorly back then, but they've done a little better this time around. Wow. Yeah, I can only imagine how much worse it was, because they're the masters of trying to scare people out of saying what they want you to say. You know what I mean? Like they squeeze and try to control all information at the expense of their own people. You know, not to say that our government is that much better, but I think that the U.S. government would do better in an outbreak. I think that they're a little bit more prepared and would be a little bit more open with any kind of outbreak like this. Whereas the Chinese government is, and you know, I'm not trying to put them down. Like, we got our own serious problems, but one of the things that China does very bad in is that they really try to, I don't know that these numbers that you see on the screen over here are accurate, you know, because I don't know that they're putting out real numbers. If they were trying to hide it in the beginning and they try to shut up the original guy who said anything, I mean, who knows, right? Because they're so obsessed with their bottom line, and they knew it was going to affect travel in and out of the country, which is going to affect the GDP of the country and everything. Man, I don't know what to say. Like, this is really hurting everybody on planet Earth. It's a pandemic, you know. Let me see. This crap makes me want to become a prepper. You know, this is something that Yuri and I talk about now because it, just seeing how people respond to this, even locally, not being able to find these right here, you know, and then like these are only like $3-4 a piece, but I can't find them. Somebody's buying them all up. What are they doing with them? I don't know. Maybe they're storing them in their. Dang, this right here is really an eye opener on becoming somewhat of a prepper. Like, we're talking about getting ourselves some filters. Water filters, getting ourselves like a bunch of MREs, getting ourselves like ready, because just to try to find these things, I'm tripping. I'm like, dang, so it's gonna be like this. Big Trucker says, wait, hold up. Floyd says China is losing a lot of money all over the world right now. Yeah, for sure. If they keep up this kind of nonsense where they're hiding information and stuff, man, I can't see how people want to trust them after this. You know, even once we find a cure, like, what happens when there's a worse outbreak? You know, and you know it. They're saying that this came from like a wet market where they were selling like exotic animals to eat. There's they were saying at first it was bats, but then they said it might have been this other can't remember what it looks like an armadillo. And they believe that like has some healing factors or something. But they say that virus may have transferred from that animal to humans in a wet market. A wet market is like where they sell animals live and they like chop the head off right there and then sell it as food. That's a wet market. Big Trucker says these outbreaks are important for human development. As time goes on, we learn how to respond to pandemics and epidemics better. PRC showed the world how quickly they could build a hospital. They built a hospital in like what, a month or something like that. That's great, but you should have been ready. You know what I mean? Like building a hospital in a month. They should have been there for this very reason. Even after SARS, they should have been more. I'd be pissed if I was Chinese. I would be pissed. And a lot of people are, actually. They just can't. Like, how are you going to express it when the government can come and smash you? Floyd says, keep up the great work on YouTube. Love you guys. Thanks, man. Thanks, Floyd. Appreciate you, man. Big Trucker Series says, prepping can't save you from a virus. Not unless you're prepping on Mars. That's a good one. Fred M says, people are buying and sending them to family in China, possibly. Also, most masks are made in China, and I doubt any will be coming out of China anytime soon. Let me see about that. Let's see. I got some masks here from 2 different companies, and this one says, this is Equate, and this is product of China. Product of China. Here's another one. This is a Walgreens special, and this one is made in China. Made in China. Get that. So I'll probably have the coronavirus on these boxes right here, and I'm about to get it. Yeah, these are all made in China. So made in China. Yep. My man Fred is right. Made in China. They're also made in Mexico. Yep. I saw one that was like made in Indonesia. Yeah, I saw one made in Indonesia or something like that. So if you guys are late to the party, we're talking about the coronavirus, and we're talking about helping some overseas Filipino workers who are over there. If you can't help, that's fine. You know, I really understand, especially in light of this situation where you have to help your own family and everything. But if you're in a place, if you're in a financial position or a position where you can actually help, then what I'm doing is, what Yuri and I are doing is, we're about to send this box of face masks, because overseas Filipino workers are not able to get these easily over there. There's long lines. There's people reselling used masks. They're overpriced over there. And so the second-class citizens, the overseas Filipino workers, and other people who work there seasonally, they're having a real hard time getting basic supplies. Not just face masks, by the way, but things like rubbing alcohol and toilet paper, tissue, things like that are just being bought off the shelves and hoarded, or some people are reselling it online and stuff. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do what we can. You know, locally, I have not been able to find a lot, but you can the best way for you to help, if you want to help, is contact this person who contacted us, Venus.lock.1. And if you want to contact Venus and see if there's any way that you can help, you know, not necessarily monetarily, but like if there's something you can do as far as sending like a package or something like that, like me and Mike T Man are doing, we're gonna go ahead and we're sending this box over there. Is this what we can do, right? I just don't have a lot in this area. Like, been limiting in this area alone, they're gone. So we're gonna go ahead and send out this box and just do what we can. But if you want to contact Venus, there she is right there, and just go ahead and contact her in the description. I got the link in below if you can't find her on Facebook. There's probably a million Venuses out there. And we're also talking about the impact of the coronavirus, and comparing it to the flu, right? Like, I was thinking, like, I keep hearing, the flu is worse. Not necessarily, because this one's very, very contagious. I don't know if it's more contagious than the flu, but it is airborne right now. And according to the CDC, only 0.05% of people who caught the flu have died from the virus in the U.S. so far. But as of right now, since the beginning of the coronavirus, 2% of people who've caught it have died. And if these numbers are to be believed, because I am a little skeptical of the numbers due to some of the misinformation and suppression of information that the Chinese government has done. But there it is right there. The ongoing numbers is so far there's 636 deaths. There's one in Hong Kong and there's one in the rest of Asia, which is right now the Philippines. And actually, there's one more. These numbers are a bit off. These numbers are a bit off because there was one more recently. There was one. Here it is. Okay, these are updated numbers right here. I'm just kind of going through this. That is an updated number, I think. Wait, I'm not seeing the deaths in America. There was an American that died recently. So I don't think these are correct numbers. Let me see if the WHO has any other information on this. This is a World Health Organization. Just trying to do an update on what's going on with the coronavirus. There used to be like a live update. That one I was looking at this is not accurate because I'm not seeing the American who passed away. So I'm a little bit curious about that. Where is it? Let me see if I could find a better one. This might be a more updated one. Nope, I'm still not seeing this is the same thing, I think. Okay, we got a few more people here that just joined us. Art Co-Drone Solutions, how you doing, man? He says, be careful popping bubble wraps because the air is from China. Actually, now that you mention it, when you're buying stuff from China, like that's probably, you're joking, but you might have something there. Not necessarily the air that's in the bubble wrap, but I don't know. It is airborne, so yeah. But then usually viruses don't last long. It's like when they say airborne, it's just from you to, it's immediate. Like if you sneeze, you know what I mean? Hey Bruce, I know you've been to the Philippines many times before, so I don't go in March. What should be a good time to reschedule? That's a question for everybody. That we got a lot of vets here, expats who go back and forth and stuff, who been there many more times than me, and we have some Filipinos who are working or who are watching, and that would be a question for you guys. So C510 is asking, what is the best time? If I don't go in March, what would be a good time to reschedule? That's for everybody. I wish Yuri's actually at work right now, so she can't be a part of this, and I normally ask her this question. For me, what's the best time that I've gone there? Honestly, probably winter time. I think is the rainy season, right? Am I right, guys? Or it's probably not a good time. Our winter is their rainy season, I think. Am I right or wrong? Best time to go from now till then. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of a time that you're not gonna get hit by a typhoon. But I'm not sure. But I'm gonna pose the question to everyone in this group, so maybe somebody can give us an answer. Is the weather clear in August? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is there a typhoon there? When is the typhoon? Yeah, that's the kind of questions we want to ask to you guys, the 11 people who are watching this right now. Hey Bruce, I'm back from work. What's up? Talking about the virus still. Isn't Philippines affected too? Philippines has had one person die from it, and there's so far approximately 200 cases there. right, in the rest of Asia. I don't know how many of that includes Philippines, but one person has died in the Philippines confirmed. They are quarantining certain parts of their community. They're definitely worried about it over there in Manila, particularly. I believe Chinatown's like really worried about it. If you watch some of the Manila news, yeah. Artco Drones, DJI, who makes most of the consumer drones, has shut down its factories due to coronavirus. Yeah, it's serious, man. Good to know. Art says, this is for you, C510. He says, and he's been there before, says best time is December through March. Okay. December through March. Anybody else have a best time to go? Art, why is that? Why would you say that the best time is December through March? Is it because the typhoon season, or the heat, or what? Mr. Mike T. Man says this time of year is really the best time to travel. Mike T. Man says this time of year is the best time to travel. He says, yeah, I went last March for 2 months, and the weather was great. Yeah, if you guys are joining us late, we're just talking about the coronavirus, and we're trying to help a few people. Trying to help a few overseas Filipino workers who are over in Hong Kong, who've contacted Yuri and I saying, hey, if there's anything you guys can do, if you guys could just share it on your channel or anything like that, then just let them know, like, if just let people know what's going on and if there's any help you can give. And so if you want to help, you can contact venus.lock.1 directly. Just contact her directly. She's in contact with a bunch of Filipino workers over there, and it doesn't even necessarily help out Venus herself, because Venus is actually leaving relatively soon. So she's just trying to help other people that's there. And just if you can help the Filipinos there, this is a great opportunity for you to do it. You could even just not even necessarily cash if you don't, or maybe cash, or you can send like a box like this. Like in your area, you might be able to get these easier than the average Filipino can get them. So that's just something to think about. So just letting you guys know what's going on. We have some contact information below if you're interested in helping out. Anything helps. And these numbers are a bit off on the coronavirus. Art says, I was there in February 2017 and the weather was good. Very, very little rain. When were you there? February 2017. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing that's the time. You don't necessarily. Yuri always discouraged me from going like during the rainy season, because it's like it floods really bad there. It'll like flood in certain areas. Not all of the Philippines floods, of course, but some places are hit really bad by the typhoons. Like if you're in the Leyte, Tacloban area, that gets hit a lot by the typhoons. Parts of Manila gets hit pretty hard by the typhoons. So just there's certain times you don't want to go into certain areas that you would probably rather avoid. When I was there, I remember we were hit and there was a flood. It just rained. I was there during rainy season. Like the whole street was like knee deep, and I had some pretty nice shoes on too, and my shoes were destroyed. And I was like, so that's why people wear flip flops here. I was wondering about that. All right, guys. I'm not getting a lot of people here, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. But thank you guys for showing up. Thanks, Derek F, for that $2, man. That's gonna help with sending out this package that I'm gonna send out. I'm gonna try to send this out tomorrow, this package, and the shipping and handling is gonna be like $30 just to send out this small light box, or more, probably more, to be honest with you. But luckily this community's we can use the funds from this community to go ahead and send out this box. I've gathered what I can. And thanks again to Markel TV, man. Thanks for that $5. Appreciate you. And everybody else, thanks for watching. Appreciate all you guys. You guys, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. And talk to you later.